Hey everyone! In today's video, we're going to see how to fetch data using NamedParameterJdbcTemplate in Spring Boot. Till now, we've used it for inserting records. But today, let's take it a step further and learn how to retrieve employee details using named parameters. Let's dive right into it. Alright, so as you can see on my screen, we have this method in our employee service called getEmployeeById, which takes an employee ID. Earlier, it was calling the method from employee Jdbc repository, but now we're upgrading it to use our employee named Jdbc repository instead, powered by NamedParameterJdbcTemplate. Now switch to the employee Jdbc repository class. And look at the findByEmployeeID method. We're going to reuse this exact logic in our new class. So let's copy this method. And paste it inside our employee named Jdbc repository class. Alright, like you see here. Our original query still has a question mark for the employee_ID parameter. But come on, we've already learned in the last couple of videos how NamedParameterJdbcTemplate works, right? Replace that question mark with a named parameter, :employee ID. Now we need to tell Spring what value to use for this named parameter employee ID, right? If you remember from the last video, we talked about map_SQL parameter source. Yup, that same class comes in handy here too. So let's create an object of map_SQL parameter source. Now use the addValue method to add our parameter and its value. Alright. Now let's swap out our old Jdbc template and use the new star of the show, NamedParameterJdbcTemplate. Yes, we'll still use the same method, queryForObject, because it works just like before and even throws the same empty result data access exception if no data is found. So no surprises there. Now, let's remove the old parameters from the method call and pass what we actually need. First, our SQL query. Second, the SQL parameter source object we just created. Third, we need to pass a row mapper so Spring knows how to convert the result from the DB into an employee object. And remember, we already created a custom employee row mapper in our previous videos where we explored multiple ways to map result sets using JdbcTemplate. If you missed those, check out my Select Query with JdbcTemplate video, it covers everything in detail. So now, just pass in our custom employee row mapper like this. And that's it. Our select query using NamedParameterJdbcTemplate is now fully implemented, clean, simple, and way more readable than dealing with question marks everywhere. As you can see on my screen, in the last video we already updated our employee service to use the new bean, employee named Jdbc repository. So Spring will now automatically call the method from our updated repository. No need to change anything else, neat and clean. That's the beauty of using a qualifier and interface-based injection. Just swap the bean, and your service stays the same. Alright. Let's go ahead and start the application now. Cool. Now let's open up dbeaver. Quickly run a select query to check our employee record. Alright. See on my screen, in our database, we already have an employee with employee ID 15, name Amit Sharma, age 50, working in the QA department. Okay, now let's switch to Postman. I'm going to hit our getEmployeeById API with employee ID 15, the one we just saw in the database. And, see the response we got? We have the full employee details right here. Name, Amit Sharma. Age, 50. Department, QA. By the way, if you want to explore more, you can totally try different ways of mapping your result here. Like instead of using a custom employee row mapper, you can use built-in mappers like bean property row mapper if your column names and variable names match exactly. Alright. So in this video, we learned how to fetch employee data using NamedParameterJdbcTemplate with a clean and readable approach using named parameters. We also saw how to map our result using a custom row mapper, and even discussed alternatives like bean property row mapper. In the next video, we'll take the existing filtering and pagination logic that we wrote using JdbcTemplate and convert it to use NamedParameterJdbcTemplate instead. This is going to be super useful, especially when building real-world APIs where dynamic filters and paginated results are must-haves. So don't miss it, it's going to be practical and fun. So make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.